The MLS season can be long and arduous, and when you're on the road, you'll take goals where you can get them, even from the unlikeliest of sources.
Driven in. Huge goal for Elliott. Huge goal for the team.
A third win in 4 games saw the Union vault themselves back into playoff positioning. But with 11 games remaining, the postseason is all but assured.
This next stretch of 5 games is going to determine a lot in terms of our playoff fate.
Tonight, another big Eastern Conference matchup against a familiar foe who's back to terrorizing defenders and goalkeepers alike.
Right to Villa. Can Villa capitalize? Yes, he can! The King is back!
It's the Union hosting New York City FC on PHL 17 next. The push to the MLS playoffs rolls on from Chester, where Union supporters find their club in prime position to stay above the red line. Tonight from Talent Energy Stadium, it's a big litmus test for the Philadelphia Union as they try to quell one of the most potent attacks in MLS, New York City FC. Above Section 113, welcome to Philadelphia Union Soccer with Marissa Pella. I'm Dave Leno. Marissa, we're in the midst of the final third of the MLS regular season. A lot of clubs vying for essentially 2 playoff spots in the Eastern Conference.
The Union find themselves 5th in the East right now, the highest seed they've had all season. As you said, Montreal Impact and New England Revolution right on their tails in 6th and 7th place. As we take a look at the road ahead for the Philadelphia Union, with the exception of tonight's opponent, every other team the Union will face over the next few weeks is below them in the standings as of now. But Dave, that's not to say any of these matches will be gimmies. New England will be looking for revenge next weekend, only trail the Union by 1 point, and they've never won a game in Orlando. The best result they've ever had was a draw back in 2016. So these will be tough games coming up. But tonight's kickoff is just about here, which means it's time to send things over to the booth, where JP Delacamera and Tommy Smith are rocking some fantastic 90s themed jean jackets. Guys, I have to say, I've never been more jealous of you than I am right now.
All that's missing, Marissa, are the mullets, right, Tommy?
That's
just
right.
the mullets.
Yeah, mine fell out. I don't know about yours.
We'll have the mullets next time, but now it's time to be serious, right? So, coming off last week's win at New England, you were away in Ireland, but they get that win, but now they have to do the business at home against NYCFC.
Yeah, it's a big win to get it on the road because they've had all kinds of problems on the road. But now they're at home, a place that they've made a fortress, and it's got to be a fortress tonight, especially against a team like New York City.
A meeting between these clubs, and at halftime here in Chester, the Union and New York City FC are scoreless. Above Section 113 with Marissa Pella, I'm Dave Leno. Marissa, let's rewind back to last week. After the 3-2 victory over New England, the Union's unified team squared off against New England's unified team, and that's always an awesome game every year.
Every year, MLS Works helps organize the Special Olympics Unified Soccer Exchange Program, where teams get to represent MLS teams throughout the league. Special Olympics teams get to go out, play on MLS fields. Jim Curtin was there for the Philadelphia Union Special Olympics team game, played at Gillette Stadium following their win over New England Revolution. He stayed throughout the entire match, gave these kids a lot of encouragement, words of advice heading into their game.
It's coming after thousands of kids' votes. The Union's mascot is almost here. On August 25th, 2,000 squishy mascot eggs will be handed out to the kids, courtesy of our friends at Acme. Get to the game early for yours. Above Section 113 with Marissa Pella, I'm Dave Leno. Now time to take a look at the first half highlights brought to you by TrueMark Financial. Remember, banking is better banking. New York City FC is playing very direct and looking for their front 3 guys up top. In particular, David Villa is someone for the Union at the thwart throughout this one. He finds Maxi Morales, who was very busy, but Andre Blake gets his right paw on that. Blake's had to make some timely stops here. Another look, feeling that beautiful find from Morales as Gaddis was backtracking there. The Union will continue to try to hinder hit in the second half. You see them playing direct. They're clogging up the middle. A lot of space conceded on the wings here. Ben Swift with a beautiful ball on the top here to Morales, who just goes wide of Andre Blake. Blake doing a nice job staying in conjunction with his back line as they attempt to get high.
David Acom back in the starting lineup. You can see him dribbling into the top of the box right here. He loses his footing a little, gets a shot up, but not enough power on it. Good possession right here. He's able to control himself, but you can see his look. He just doesn't get enough strength behind that shot. A little disappointed from himself, but he makes another great run here on the left side of the field. He cuts into the box. Once again, though, he loses his footing just here. He gets tripped up by the defense. He's not able to get the shot off. You see a lot of effort coming from Akam in this game, but still not enough shots right onto net. He's thinking the right way, but not able to get the looks and shots he needs tonight.
First half stats brought to you by Talent Energy, the official energy supplier of the Philadelphia Union.
A pretty even game played, 49-51%, split between the Philadelphia Union and NYCFC. 5 total shots for each team and 2 total shots on goal for each team as well. But the Union need to make sure that they service Corey Burke and CJ Sapong more in net. With both of those players crashing the box at the same time, they get 2 very strong runners in the net. Could lead to good things for the Union.
Marissa and I will see you for our post-match show up next. JP and Tommy of the second half call on the other side. Great night here in Chester. The Union record their 10th win this year. The club has won its last 2 league games. They win it 2-0 over New York City FC. Above Section 113, welcome to our post-match show with Marissa Pilla. I'm Dave Leto, also joined by Union captain Alejandro Bedoya. Ali, want to start off with what you were doing on that goal that allowed Burke to break free. You drew both those center backs to lay out that goal for your club.
Yeah, those are the types of runs that I've made all my career. You know, those subtle little movements that draw defenders out of their space. As you see right now, the replay, I make that run. Both of them come to me, kind of turn to me, and that leaves a space open for Corey, and he takes a good touch and great finish.
Corey Burke now has 6 goals and 6 starts. What is it about his playing style that he's able to make such an impact when he's on the field?
Oh, he's just ruthless out there. I mean, he's always working hard, running. He makes great runs off the ball, and he's tough to handle for those defenders. He's a strong guy, and he's finishing. You know, that's all we need. We need from him, our strikers, to do that when we get around the box. And credit to him to all the work he's done in training and in the games.
What adjustments did you guys make at halftime? Because it seemed like New York City was playing direct in the first half, trying to get the center backs for the Union off guard.
We didn't really make any adjustment, actually. I think we actually forced them to make an adjustment. If you saw in the first half, I think they started with two strikers up top, and we forced them to make an adjustment because we were playing through the midfield, and then Bergen had to be pushed out wide. So credit to our whole team. You know, we prepared the whole week. We knew we could play through the midfield at our pressure if we played those first 2 balls out of there, and we were going to have a lot of space. So we saw that all night.
What kind of statement do you think this team has made now that you're undefeated in the last 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we made such a statement, but I think it's been like that the whole season. I think we stuck to our style of play. In the beginning, I guess maybe we weren't, finishing our chances and allowing too many goals in. But when we keep these clean sheets like this, again, last game at home against Chicago, and now today, we're gonna get our chances, and we put them away, we'll come out with a win.
How has the relationship blossomed with you and Bork Dochkel in particular?
Yeah, no, it's great. I think our trio in the midfield, we all play soccer, we all understand soccer, and when we're playing together, passing around the midfield like we are today, it's hard to stop us. And, we always are looking for each other, and we always try, our off-the-ball movement is key, and that's what we do. Maybe you don't see it as much on TV, but that's what helps us get in between the lines and move the ball forward.
All right, thanks for your time. Congratulations on the win. It's Alejandro Bedoya. On the other side, Marissa Pilla will be joined by Tommy Smith. The Union win it 2-0 over New York City FC. Union goalkeeper Andre Blake records his 6th shutout of the year. The Union squash a 3-game losing skid to New York City FC. They win it 2-0 tonight from Chester. Up Section 113 with Marissa Pilla, I'm Dave Leto. Great to see the Union rolling great here at home.
Big time win for the Philadelphia Union, so it just feels right to bring in none other than Tommy Smith with his Tommy Takes for tonight's game. Tommy, a statement win for the Philadelphia Union, the first time they beat one of the top 3 teams in the East. What was the biggest factor in the victory tonight?
Well, the fact that they're starting to knit the passes together, and the fact that, as Bedoya said, the fact that the 3 men in midfield have got a good understanding. But you bring everybody else into the game. They're moving the ball around. They're really moving the ball
The
well.
Union remain in 5th place in the Eastern Conference. They win it 2-0 over New York City FC. Welcome back to our post-match show with Marissa Pilla. I'm Dave Leto. Let's take a look at the highlights, and here's where the game changed in this one, beginning early on in the second half. David Akam had multiple opportunities at half number 1 to continue on a beautiful ball there by Bork Dochkel. Akam cutting inside here. Johnson, however, stood his ground for New York City FC. See, Akam with a lot of space. New York City FC in this match conceded a lot of space on the flanks tonight. They were very compact in the middle of the field. But this is where the game changed, specifically the 56-minute Bork Dochkel running Broadway. And there's Corey Burke getting right past that back line pass Finnerholm, and he bangs it past Sean Johnson. And he stays onside. Corey Burke now with his 6th goal in 6 starts.
Ilsinho coming off the bench for the Philadelphia Union gets his ball on the right side of the field, and then he does what he does best. He takes defenders on 1v1, splits around this defender, and goes opposite low corner to get his 5th goal of the season. Watch how he's able to dribble between these 2 defenders, cross over, and still get a powerful shot off in that low corner. A great job by Ilsinho, such a spark coming off the bench for the Union.
Here's the full game summary. Your Andre Blake again, his 6th shutout this season, 23 career shutouts. The Union Marissa did a remarkable job with David Villa throughout this one.
2 shots during the whole night. He just came back from a knee injury last weekend. He scored the first goal of that game, but they were able to hold him just to 2 shots. A really incredible performance. And right now, let's hear what head coach Jim Curtin had to say about this 2-0 win.
Tonight, I thought that the atmosphere was electric. It was loud. It was exciting. An important win for us in a lot of ways. You know, before the game, we challenged the group to raise their level. I think we asked a lot of them against Chicago in the Open Cup to get to a final. We asked a ton of them on the road. They're starting to ask a lot of each other, which is
and
powerful.
New England is right now winless in their last 6 MLS games. The Union have defeated New England already twice this year. This will be the 3rd and final meeting, playing them for the 2nd time in 3 weeks. And if you go back to that 3-2 matchup, the Union, despite a topsy-turvy game and that handball by Delamere, they were in control throughout that game, despite New England had a better second half. I love the way this club is rolling at home right now. You mentioned the relationship there with Sapong and Corey Burke. Those 2 are really doing well and gelling here. And Marissa, as you take a look at the Eastern Conference standings right now, as you said, Union's still in 5th place.
But you can see how tight of a race this is. Montreal Impact just 2 points behind them. New England a couple points behind that. And you can see the top 3 teams right now still only separated by 1 point.